What if I told you that while you sleep, you're actually traveling through different timelines? And even better, you can learn to control it. Think about it. Have you ever woken up feeling like something in your reality has changed? Maybe a small detail in your room looks off, or someone's personality seems slightly different. It's like reality glitched overnight. Well, what if that's exactly what happened? You might have already jumped to a parallel reality without even knowing it. And today I'm going to show you how to shift consciously, using a powerful yet simple technique while you sleep. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more mind-expanding content. And if you've ever had a weird dream that felt too real, drop a comment below. I want to hear your experiences. All right, let's unlock the secrets of time travel and shift realities tonight. Before we get into the actual technique, let's talk about why this works. How is it possible to shift realities while you sleep? Well, the answer lies in both science and spirituality, and trust me, once you understand this, you'll never look at your dreams the same way again. Let's start with science. According to quantum physics, reality isn't as solid as we think. In fact, everything around you is made of energy and probabilities. The famous many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics suggests that every time a choice is made, the universe splits, creating multiple parallel realities. Right now, there are infinite versions of you living slightly different lives in parallel dimensions. Some of these differences might be small, like wearing a different outfit today. Others could be huge, like living in a completely different city or having a different career. The crazy part, your consciousness is the key to accessing these different timelines. And one of the easiest ways to do this is while you're asleep. Now, from a spiritual perspective, dreams are not just random brain activity, they're actually portals, gateways to other versions of reality. Many ancient traditions believe that while your body sleeps, your soul is free to travel across dimensions. And this explains why dreams sometimes feel so real, because in a way they are. Have you ever had a dream where everything felt more vivid than real life? The colors were brighter, the emotions were stronger, and when you woke up, you swore you had actually been there. That's because you might have visited an alternate timeline. The secret is learning how to consciously direct this process. So you're not just randomly shifting realities, you're shifting to the one you actually want. All right, so we now know that reality isn't as fixed as we think. But what if I told you that you might have already shifted timelines without even realizing it? Yep, there are actual signs that you've slipped into a different version of reality. And once you start noticing them, you'll never see the world the same way again. Ever wake up feeling totally different, even though nothing major happened? One day you're anxious or sad, and the next you feel incredibly peaceful, almost like something reset? This could be a sign that you've moved into a new timeline where your past experiences are slightly different, affecting your emotions. The second sign is noticing small, unexplained changes in your environment. You look at your room and something feels off. Maybe an object is in a different place, a minor detail in your house looks slightly different, or an item you remember clearly no longer exists. If this has ever happened to you, congratulations, you might have just quantum jumped. The third sign is people around you seem to act slightly different. This one's wild. You wake up, talk to a friend or family member, and something about their personality feels different. Maybe they suddenly like something they never did before, or a long-time grumpy coworker is suddenly super nice. Could it be that they've changed? Or did you shift into a timeline where they were always like this? Déjà vu is one of the biggest signs of timeline shifting. It's that eerie sensation of, I've been here before, even when you know you haven't. Some believe this happens when your consciousness merges with a slightly different version of yourself from another timeline. Imagine walking into a new cafe, but feeling like you already know where everything is. The fifth sign is vivid dreams of alternate realities. Have you ever had a dream so real that when you woke up, you felt like you had actually lived it? Maybe you had a different name, a different life, or even memories that don't match your waking reality. These dreams could actually be glimpses into your parallel lives in other dimensions. And the last sign, time feels off. You check the clock and somehow an hour has passed in what felt like 5 minutes. Or maybe the opposite. You look away for a second and it's suddenly much earlier than it should be. This could mean you're experiencing slight shifts in the way time flows in different timelines. So, have you ever noticed any of these signs? Have you ever woken up feeling like something in your world changed, even just a little? If so, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your experiences. And now that you know how to recognize when you're shifting, let's talk about how to do it on purpose while you sleep, so you can jump to the reality you actually want. All right, now for the part you've been waiting for, the actual technique. This is the time travel sleep hack, your step-by-step guide to shifting realities while you sleep. And don't worry, it's simple but powerful if done correctly. First, you need to get crystal clear on where or when you want to go. Do you want to wake up in a version of your life where you're more successful, more confident, or maybe in a reality where a specific problem is already solved? The more specific your intention, the stronger the shift. Before bed, write it down or say it out loud. When I wake up, I will be in a reality where I have my dream job. This programs your subconscious mind to guide you there. Now here's where things get really interesting. As you're lying in bed, close your eyes and visualize yourself standing in a long hallway. In front of you, there are multiple doors, each one leading to a different version of your life. Find the door that represents the reality you want. Maybe it's glowing a certain color, or it just feels right. Walk towards it, place your hand on the handle, and imagine stepping through. As you do, feel the energy shift, because it is shifting. Now here's the secret. The more real this experience feels, the stronger the shift. So as you visualize yourself in your new reality, activate all your senses. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you hear? Maybe you hear birds outside your window, smell fresh coffee in the morning, or feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Imagining waking up in a luxurious apartment, feeling the silky sheets, hearing the city sounds outside. As you feel yourself getting sleepier, start repeating a simple affirmation in your mind. I am already in my desired reality. This is where the magic happens, because the subconscious mind is most open just before sleep. Keep repeating it until you naturally drift off. This tells your subconscious, this is real, and it will adjust your timeline accordingly. Now the final step is the easiest, but also the hardest. You have to let go and trust. When you wake up, avoid immediately doubting whether it worked. Just go about your day as if you've already shifted. Because in many cases, the signs of a new reality appear subtly at first. The more you trust the process, the more fluid and effortless shifting becomes. Some people notice changes instantly, while for others it unfolds gradually. Either way, you are shifting. So, are you ready to try this tonight? If you're going to test this out, drop a door emoji in the comments. And if you've ever experienced a spontaneous shift before, share your story. I'd love to hear it. All right, now that you have the exact steps to shift timelines in your sleep, let's get into something even more exciting. The real stories from people who've done it. Because trust me, once you hear these experiences, you'll realize this isn't just a theory, it's actually happening. The first story is about Jake, who has experienced the overnight personality shift. Jake had always struggled with social anxiety until one night he tried the time travel sleep hack. He visualized himself stepping into a reality where he was confident, charismatic, and fearless in conversations. The next morning, something was different. At first he thought it was just a fluke, but as the days went on, he realized he wasn't faking confidence. He had shifted into a version of himself where confidence was natural. And guess what? He never looked back. Now the next story is like straight out of a sci-fi movie. Sarah had always been convinced that her childhood home had green shutters. She remembered them clearly, so when she visited her parents one weekend and saw that they were suddenly blue, she was confused. When she asked her family about it, they all insisted the shutters had always been blue. Had she misremembered? Or had she slipped into a timeline where this small detail was different? This is actually a common sign of shifting, tiny changes in your environment that don't match what you remember. Here is one of the most mind-blowing stories. Alex was struggling financially and felt stuck in a cycle of bad luck. He decided to try shifting to a timeline where money flowed easily to him. The next morning, something strange happened. He checked his email and saw that a job opportunity he had forgotten about had suddenly been offered to him. Not only that, but within a week, he started noticing random money coming in. Unexpected refunds, gifts, and even a higher tip than usual at his job. Coincidence? Maybe. But for those who practice timeline shifting regularly, this kind of thing happens all the time. So what do these stories tell us? That reality is way more flexible than we've been led to believe. You don't have to be stuck in the same version of your life forever. You can literally wake up in a new reality, if you choose to. And now, it's your turn. Are you ready to shift? All right, so we've covered a lot in this video, from the science and spirituality behind timeline shifting to the exact steps to shift realities in your sleep to real stories of people who've done it successfully. Now, the big question is, are you ready to try it? The truth is, shifting timelines isn't just some mystical theory. It's happening all the time, whether you realize it or not. Every choice, every thought, every belief is shaping the reality you wake up in tomorrow. But now, you have the knowledge to do it intentionally. You don't have to wake up in the same old patterns, the same struggles, the same version of yourself. You have the power to step into a reality where things flow effortlessly for you, where you're aligned with your highest potential. Now I want to hear from you. Are you going to try this technique tonight? Drop an emoji in the comments if you're in, and if you've ever experienced a timeline shift before, whether it was a small glitch, a memory change, or a complete life transformation, share your story in the comments. Let's create a space where we can explore this together. If this video blew your mind and you want more content on reality shifting, manifestation, and unlocking your full potential, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out. And if you found this valuable, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps spread this knowledge to more people who are ready to wake up to their true power. Reality is fluid. Time is not as rigid as we think, and the version of you that you dream about, they already exist. The only question is, are you ready to wake up in their world? Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in your new reality. Thank you for watching.